guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, and if you are returning, then welcome back and let's get into it. Today we're going to talk about like a very serious topic. We're going to talk about intimate partner violence or domestic abuse, sometimes also referred to as gender-based violence. For today, we're going to focus on a heterosexual relationship between a man and a woman where the man is abusive. If this is a topic that's like a little too hot and heavy for you and you want to go ahead and click out, that's absolutely fine. Go ahead and do that, because it is a topic that can be very, very upsetting to some people. So first we're going to focus on just describing and defining what domestic abuse is and what intimate partner violence is. Domestic abuse is sometimes referred to as intimate partner violence or violence between two people that are in a relationship. So for today, we're going to focus on a relationship where it's the male partner that is abusive to the female partner. So domestic abuse can affect people of all races, ages, and cultural backgrounds. People usually think that domestic abuse or intimate partner violence only affects people that are poor or people that are from more like violent backgrounds or like different cultures or different races. But no, it doesn't discriminate in that sense. Abusive relationships affect people from all walks of life. So just because someone is rich, it doesn't mean that they are safe from domestic abuse, and just because someone is poor doesn't mean they're definitely going to be in an abusive relationship, or it doesn't mean that they're going to be safe in an abusive relationship. People also are of the opinion that if people on social media look really happy, then it can't be true when it later comes out that the person was being in this relationship where they were getting hurt. It's hard for people to understand how someone was getting hurt if they looked so happy online and they were going on trips and they were going like out for dinner every day and they were taking intimate pictures. They looked so happy on Instagram. How can she now turn around and say she was being hurt in her relationship? And the way that that works is that people are often going to try and cover up being hurt in a relationship by overcompensating and overdoing the love, all right? So if someone is being hurt in their relationship, they want to prove to the world that things are okay and that everything is just fine, everything is the way that it was in the beginning, and they're not actually getting hurt. Now, there are different ways that a person could be getting hurt in a relationship. Sometimes it's verbal, where someone is being just taunted all day, every day by their partner. Whatever they do is just never good enough. She will get a new hairstyle and he will taunt her and tell her it looks crazy, it looks ugly, or it doesn't suit her. Or it can be emotional. They can be getting hurt emotionally, where someone is just like telling you or using some of the information that you've told them about. Like, let's say, for example, when you were a kid, someone was hurting you and you had shared that with them, and then this person, every time you get into a fight, they'll say things like, no wonder people used to hurt you when you were younger, because this is how you act, and that's why it was your fault, and it's because you're this way and that way, that's why people want to hurt you, it's your fault, blah 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 blah. So like, then they get into your head where they're convincing you that everything that goes wrong in the world is your fault. And it happens very, very slowly. It's not something that just they wake up overnight and they do it. It happens slowly. And then there's also the more direct sort of hurting, which is when someone is just like full on hurting you physically. Now, this is the definition that people understand best, because everyone knows that hitting another person is not right, and people can understand that and they can see it. Also because, yes, it is tangible, you can see the bruises on somebody, and so it's easier for people to understand, like, okay, yes, this person was being hurt. But when it's emotional, or it is verbal, it's harder for people to understand because people are like, oh, maybe he was kidding, maybe he didn't mean it that way, maybe he just jokes differently, or maybe like you just didn't understand what he was trying to say. Like maybe you guys are having a misunderstanding. And when people do that, don't let them get into your head and convince you that what you're feeling was just a misunderstanding, because we have like innate feelings in our hearts that tell us, like in our gut, that tell us when something is not right. You know immediately when something is not right, but you try to convince yourself, and then you take it to other people and you want to talk to other people and say, hey, my partner actually the other day said this really strange thing. Like he was like going on and on. We were having a fight and he was like really angry. See, you're already like setting up the scene, like, oh no, but he was really angry, and like we were in the middle of a fight, and he actually said that it's my fault that I was hurt as a child. Now, as a friend, if someone is coming to you and telling you that as a friend, the first thing you want to say isn't, oh, I'm sure he didn't mean it. The first thing you want to say is, that's not okay, because it's just not okay to say that to somebody. And then you want to hear what your friend is saying and talk it through, and then at the end you need to figure out what their plan is. Because first of all, it's a great thing that your friend is telling you this right at the beginning so that you can help immediately, because the faster you are in there helping and helping your friend navigate this new information, the better. Because if they stew in this alone and then they only tell you at the end, it's harder to sort of like, because it's new to you as well. And so it's harder to like sort of navigate where to start, where to go. If it's right at the beginning, you still have the opportunity to find all the information you can and help your friend as best as you can. Other ways that people can be harmed in relationships is through financial harm. That's because people will at some point in a relationship start to share funds. It may be that the man will tell the wife, oh, don't work, you don't have to worry about working, I'll work and I'll take care of us. And then when they start harming them, like when they start hurting them, they'll start keeping funds away from them, and they'll like control every aspect of their life using funds. Which means that if you want to go out and meet up and have coffee with your friends, you can't do that because your partner hasn't given you the funds, or they've taken all the cards, or they've like blocked your credit card or anything like that, so you can't see your friends. And they'll keep you away from family and friends as well. That's a very popular form of harm, is that they will keep you away from your friends, because if they keep you away from your friends, you won't be able to get advice on what they are doing. You won't have anybody to confirm that what you're going through is indeed harm and it is wrong and you need to get away from it. So the first step usually when someone is planning on abusing another, or if they have already started harming another, is they will isolate them so that they are literally on an island. They don't have any sort of support. They don't have anyone to reach out to, and they feel alone. They feel like the only person they can really rely on is this person. Isolation helps, because if this person has told you that you cannot listen to your friends because your friends don't want the best for you, they're jealous of your relationship, they don't know what they're talking about, then you're not going to listen to them. If they tell you that your family doesn't want the best for you, they don't care about you, they don't know what's best for you, then you are in a position where you believe that the only person who wants the best for you is your partner, and so you're only going to believe them. Like their word is Bible and everything they say is right and true, because you believe that this is the only person that wants the best for you in the world. They are showering you with gifts when things are good. They're showering you with money. They're taking care of you financially, taking care of you physically, taking care of you in all sorts of ways. And so they can like show you this and be like, look, I'm paying for our house, I'm paying for like our groceries and bills, I'm paying for everything. You use my car and you do all these things. Like all these things that we have are because of me. How can you believe that I don't care about you? Because look at all the things that I do for you. And of course, that's very easy to believe, because you're thinking, yeah, that's actually true. This person does take care of me in all these ways. So I'm sure that means they care about me. No, that doesn't always mean that someone cares about you. It could just means that they're paying for these things as an opportunity to control you. So if they're doing all these things for you, they are in a better position to then control your life and what you do with your life. Usually people that are in abusive relationships are not permitted to get jobs out of the house, or go to school out of the house. You can do online studies, or you can do anything else but like inside the house, so that you are not able to get out there and meet friends that you can potentially talk to and tell about your life at home. Because once you do that, this person is obviously threatened, and now their control over you is going to loosen. Now, the question that everybody asks is always, and it's a question that I used to ask all the time, is how could you stay with someone like that? Like, if you're going through this amount of hurt, and this person is calling you all sorts of names during arguments, and they are treating you all sorts of bad ways, and they are just being totally mean to you, how could you stay with this person? And the answer to that is that it's because this person has set you up for this. They've like planned this from the very beginning. While you were in love and like looking at all the good that's happening around you in your new relationship, this person was setting the ground for what's going to be a harmful relationship, and you had no clue. And that's how deceptive that harmful relationships are. So, for example, you get into a relationship. When you first get into the relationship, this person is telling you that you are the most beautiful person they've ever seen. You are just fantastic. They are writing you long good morning messages. They are writing you poems, and they are just, you walk on water. Like, you can do no wrong. You're the most beautiful woman they've ever seen. You're not like the other women. You're the person they've been looking for all their lives, and they finally found you, and they can't believe it. And they shower you with words, they shower you with gifts. They're just this, like, the perfect man, the one we read about in fairy tales, right? And you're thinking, wow, I'm so lucky. It's like amazing. That is something that is called love bombing. When you're being love bombed, someone is like showering you, like bombing you with gifts and like affection, and like showing you all the like really good things that everybody wants from relationships. They might even like whisk you away on surprise dates, or they'll take you on surprise trips, or they'll like just give you presents just because, and they'll come to your work and be like, I got you flowers, I got you a gift, not for your anniversary, not because it's your birthday, just randomly. And you're thinking, wow, this man is like, is crazy and he's amazing, right? That's being love bombed. Now, if someone is doing this for you at the beginning of a relationship, it doesn't always mean you're being love bombed, but sometimes it does mean you're being love bombed. And when we look back from a relationship that is now harmful, we can look back and see the love bombing at the beginning. And then at the beginning, they'll love your friends. They'll want to connect with your friends, and they'll they'll be interested in your life, interested in you, interested in what you like, and all of that. But they want to learn as much about you as possible. They'll listen to you, they'll ask you questions, and who are you closest to, and they want to understand you, they want to understand your relationships and your past. Then once you get into arguments, that's when you'll start to learn more about this person. How does this person engage in an argument? Are they super sensitive? Are they overreactive? Are they combative and defensive? Do they take a fight from 0 to 100 in like minutes over no real reason? Are they able to communicate properly in a relationship? Like, the most important thing in any relationship is so that you're able to communicate with someone. When you don't like something, or you don't want to do something, or something has affected you in a relationship, you want to be able to go to your partner and say, hey, what happened the other day wasn't great, and I kind of wanted to talk about it. Maybe we can have a discussion about it. If your partner is receptive and they want to have a discussion and they want to hear your side, then you can rest assured that this person is interested in the relationship the same way that you are. But as soon as you bring up a conversation, or you bring up a topic that has upset you, or something that you really want to talk about, and this person immediately defends and like stonewalls and doesn't want to talk about it, doesn't want to hear you out, or they're full of excuses, and they just like don't want to hear it, like they don't want to hear it, they just like are so revved up from a simple thing of you bringing up something that upset you, right? You want to look out for that. Like, you want to look out for communicate, like a lack of communication skills. And then you're going to start noticing that like this person like all of a sudden hates your friends. Like every time you bring up your friends, they're like, oh, your friends are hoes, or your friends suck, or your friends are this and that, and they start labeling your friends. And you're just like, what? Like, you used to like my friends, you said she was like super cool in the beginning, what's going on now? Like, why are you now suddenly like, you're so like, you hate them? Why, like, what's that about? That's when you're going to start noticing that like all the cracks are forming, and this person is no longer Prince Charming. They are now something completely different, and they're just like a person that you no longer understand. But because in the beginning things were so great, he was perfect and you were perfect, and he told you that all the time, you are not willing to just give up on this relationship because you want it and you believe that it can go back to the way that it used to be. You want it to be the way that it used to be because you understand that he's perfect for you and you are perfect for him because he said that. And you want things to go back to just the way that they were, and you guys were so happy. What changed and what's so different, and why can't we go back there? The reason you cannot go back there is because it wasn't real. And this is a very hard concept for people to grasp because, of course, it was real. All my friends were jealous of my relationship. Everyone was telling me how perfect my relationship was. It was on social media. Everyone was praising us on social media. Of course, it was real. Like, I have the proof. It's right there all over my social media. Everyone talked about how super nice and amazing he was. But it was all a show. This person was not being honest with you. They were just putting on a show so that you can get into this position, this very position that you're in now, where you don't want to believe that they are this horrible person that they really are. It was all a mask, an illusion to get inside your house, so to speak. And now that they're in, you are like, you're at their mercy. It's basically like a wolf in sheep's clothing where someone is just perfect and then next thing you know, they are eating all the sheep. It's not your fault that like you were fooled by this person. Of course, there is accountability that you can take where you can be like, now that I know this is what I can do, or now that I'm aware of this, these are the steps that I'm going to take. Depending on how far along the relationship is, like if you're in years and years of abuse, it's not going to be easy to just pack up your things, pack up your kids if you have any, and just leave, and he's just going to allow it to happen. This person has invested a lot in this. They have invested a lot of time and energy harming you, molding you, and making you the perfect little wounded bird. You are at their mercy, and this is how they prefer it. So if you just want to get up and go, well, it's not gonna work for them because now it means they have to like start all over. And this is a question that a lot of people ask. Again, a question that I used to ask is, why would someone stay in that? People stay because it's dangerous to leave, because someone has invested this much time molding you into this like perfect victim. It's not going to be easy for them to just let you go. And so that's why the most dangerous time in an abusive relationship is when a woman leaves, because once you leave, all their power and control is done. They no longer have physical control over you, and that means they cannot verbally abuse you, they cannot emotionally abuse you, they cannot do all those things. Now that you have left, they have nothing, and that makes them so angry, and it like makes them so emotional to the point where they will do anything it takes to get control back. That is when you're going to need to involve people that have like psychologists, the police, shelters, women's shelters, and all those sorts of places. You want to reach out to these organizations because they have a lot of information regarding these relationships. They have a lot of experience with these types of relationships. They know how these people function, and they are going to know how it is that you need to handle this departure from this relationship. So once you have decided, this is it, I'm leaving, you have to involve organizations in secret. You want to be able to construct a plan. I can make a really good plan on how you're going to do this, and you're going to make that plan with a professional. If you cannot afford a counselor, you can always find helplines. I'm going to put a helpline also in the description box. I'm going to put it on the video as well. You are able to contact the helpline and they will help you start, like, make a plan from start to finish and tell you exactly how it is that you're going to find this help. You can also Google resources around you. It is like always like a women's shelter or something like that can help you, because you want to have that kind of support on your side. And you also want to tell your friends and tell your family, because they too want to help you. And they need to know so that they are not allowing this person into your life by accident. Because it has happened that a woman is gone and she's safe, and then the person reaches out to their sister or their friend and they're like, oh, I'm just looking for so and so, I want to send her a present, what's her new address, I want to send a sorry gift. And then someone goes and gives them your address, and now you've been hurt. You want to make sure that your family and friends know not to make contact with this person, block them if they can, not give out any information about your whereabouts and any of that information. If they do, your life might also be in danger. Sometimes women are able to leave abusive relationships very easily, and the abuser will just be like, whatever, you weren't worth anything anyway, I don't care, moving on, I found a better girl, whatever. That's great, good riddance. But most of the time they are going to like kick and scream and make a big fuss and try to harm you just so that they can get the last say. So if you're deciding this is the time you're going to leave, you do need to contact professionals that can help you do so safely. This topic is very like close to my heart, because I think that men who bully women are the biggest cowards. I think that they are weaklings. They're just weak people. Usually they won't start fights with other men, and they're very demure when it comes to other men, but as soon as it gets to women, they're so big and bold because they're cowards and because they're losers. That's the reason why they want to put you down and make you feel as small as possible, is because they are losers. And so if they make someone else feel like a loser, then it will be easier for them to go through life thinking that someone else is as much a loser as they are, or like beneath them. Someone who is confident and strong and believes in themselves does not need to put down other people in order to feel big about themselves. If someone is confident, they don't need to tell you that you're dumb or stupid to make themselves feel smart. If these people were pleasant to be around, and if people didn't immediately run away from them, they would be able to keep a relationship. But they're not able to keep a relationship because they are awful people, and so people run away from them. They need to resort to things like love bombing to keep people and abusing people in order to keep them, which is strange because this person is already in a relationship with you. You would think that you would just treat them nicely so that they can keep being in a relationship with you, but no, you have to like treat them as badly as you can so that when they leave, you're like, yeah, see, I told you you didn't like me. It's just like a really strange thing, and I really just cannot stand harmful people like that, because I do believe that they're bullies. And so my dream is for all women to be as far away as possible from men like this. And if you need help, please do reach out to the helpline. Please look up helplines in your area if you're not in the US. And yeah, just look after yourself and be kind to yourself, and warn your friends. If you are listening to this video and you're like, oh my god, this feels like my friend's relationship, you need to warn your friends about it, like, and tell them, let's research how to get out of this. Or you do it by yourself and then you just send your friend the information that you find. But you also don't want to like bombard them with this information, because first of all, they're going to be like, whoa, are you saying my relationship is harmful? Because it's not. Because the first thing they're going to do is defend their relationship. They're going to be like, how dare you say my relationship is harmful? Because he is perfect. He is my Prince Charming. We want to make it work. You are jealous, like he said you are. He was right about you, and so that's why I need to stay away from you. So you don't want to bombard them. You want to like be super kind and chill and really relaxed about it, so that they feel comfortable opening up and talking to you, and they don't feel like they're being judged or they're being pushed to leave when they're not ready to do so. And I know that this is something I used to do. I used to be like, just go, like, because you want your friend to get out there as soon as possible. So you're like, come on, get out, like, come to my house, come live with me, I don't care. But it's just not that easy, and it's not something that you can push. It's not something that you're in control of. You are simply the support. You are not one of the main characters. You are the supporting role, and so you have to like take a step back and let her be the one that's leading. Let her know, of course, that you're there for her, but let her be the one that is like in control of the whole situation, because their whole relationship, they haven't been able to control anything, so they do need to be able to take control of this one part of their lives and sort it out. Thank you so much for listening, guys. That's all from me today, and I really hope that you have a beautiful week. And if you are in one of those relationships, please reach out and find help. There's always help, never too late. You are able to restart your life, start over, live a beautiful life. There have been many stories of women who have been able to move on from harmful relationships and start over and have the best lives ever. So I wish you all the best. I wish you a wonderful week. Thank you so much for listening, and yeah, bye.